And look at them guard one another. Trying to poke it away. Oh!
Before he came into the league, everyone described him as a unicorn. And every time Victor Wembanyama gets on the court, we see why they call him that. Guess what though? Even off the court, Wembley is still built different.
Yeah, it's a dream for anyone, to be.
And his lifestyle isn't that of a regular baller. Just how much of his lifestyle isn't what you think? Stick around to find out. The media call him a unicorn. LeBron James has called him an alien.
We're labeling like this unicorn thing. Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien.
And when you take a look at his crazy diet and lifestyle, maybe he's actually both of those things. But to fully understand how and why Wembanyama's lifestyle is different from what you'd assume, we have to get back to his roots. Everyone knows he's French. But what you don't know is that Victor comes from a long line of athletes and ballers. This goes back to 2 generations before him, as both of his maternal grandparents played basketball. In fact, his granddad, Michel de Fautereau, went as far as playing pro basketball in the top basketball division in France in the 1960s, representing the Paris University Club. Coming down to his parents, Wemby's mom, Elodie de Fautereau, also played pro basketball before going into coaching. His dad, Felix, on the other hand, wasn't much of a basketball dude, but was a successful track and field athlete in his native country of Congo. We should add that both his folks are 6'3", so Victor has all the right genes. Even his siblings, his older sister Eve and younger brother Oscar, both play basketball professionally and at youth level. Clearly, Victor Wembanyama was born to play basketball, but surprisingly enough, this dude had other career plans as a kid. Growing up in the western suburbs, Wemby spent most of his earlier years trying out as a soccer goalkeeper and also practicing judo. But that was all before the growth spurt kicked in. As crazy as it sounds, Wembanyama was already 5'11" when he was just 9 years old, so his parents ensured he began focusing more on basketball. Given his mom was a professional basketball coach and trainer, it didn't take long for a young Victor to hone his skills on the court. He soon got into the youth system of Nanterre 92, and from then on, it was up, and away. Wemby's development process was really crazy. Spanish giants FC Barcelona were trying to sign him at just age 14. He'd eventually decline Barca's offer and stay at Nanterre, which led to him getting his professional debut in the LNB Pro A at just age 15.
I mean, whether I like it, everything went in.
Hold up, wait a minute. What about schooling? Apparently, Wembanyama was a genius in school and was a year ahead of his age, attending a state-funded school in France in agreement with Nanterre 92. After that, he proceeded to earn his baccalaureate, which is technically a French national academic qualification for high schoolers, but which is supervised by full university professors. Wemby earned this degree in Earth and Life Sciences and Social and Economic Sciences. Additional fun fact just for you. Wembanyama actually taught himself to speak English by watching videos from American accounts on Instagram and English language television shows since his middle school days. Now, back to the basketball court. 2 years after joining Nanterre, Victor moved to ASVEL and dominated the Pro A League in 1 season before joining the Metropolitans 92. And in the next couple of seasons, Wembanyama conquered French basketball. And you probably know the rest. He became the most hyped NBA prospect since LeBron James, declared for the 2023 NBA draft, got selected by the Spurs, and has spent the last few months balling. Before you go, oh, he hasn't been balling because the Spurs are having a terrible season. Pay attention to these. Yeah, the San Antonio Spurs are 15th in the West and are having an abysmal season with an 8-35 record. However, If there has been any glimmer of hope for Popovich's young team, it's definitely Victor Wembanyama. In the 37 games he's had in his rookie season, Wemby is currently averaging a super impressive 20.3 points, 10.0 rebounds, and 2.9 assists. His outstanding average of 3.2 blocks also means he has the highest blocks per game in the entire NBA, which is an insane feat for any rookie. Speaking of rookies, there's still a good number of games left in this 2023-24 NBA season. But as it stands, Victor Wembanyama is on his way to being named Rookie of the Year. The only competition he might have is OKC's Chet Holmgren, who's averaging 17.3 points, 7.2 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 2.5 blocks in 42 games so far. But here's the thing about the Rookie of the Year award. Chet is playing on a Thunder's team that is second in the West and has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has over 31 points per game, and Jalen Williams with over 18 points. Wemby, on the other hand, has the Spurs sitting at the bottom of the rankings in the same conference. Everyone thought Greg Popovich's team had hit rock bottom last season after they finished with just 22 regular season wins, but this season is definitely looking worse. Despite the lack of support, however, time and time again, we've seen Wembanyama take all the responsibility with some record-breaking performances this season. This guy has gone 8 straight games posting doubles, dropped a crazy 35-point, 10-rebound, 2-block stat line against the Phoenix Suns, something only LeBron and Durant have ever done, and also became the youngest NBA player in history to drop a 2020 game when he did so against the Bulls. And that's in just half a season. Living true to the unicorn hype, perhaps Victor Wembanyama's most outstanding attribute is how he manages to contribute maximally at both ends of the court. We mean he's leading the league in blocks and is up there with the highest scorers. In the words of his coach, Greg Popovich, Wemby has really progressed in his aggressiveness. From early on this season, we've seen that he needs to do some extra work on his three-point shooting, but he hasn't let that bother him one bit. Instead, Wemby had allowed himself to become the target by running the entire floor and setting the tone of defense for the entire Spurs roster. Sure, the success of the entire team is what matters most, but Wembanyama obviously understands this, as shown by his attitude to being benched at the start of the second half during the Spurs' loss against the Hawks on MLK Day. Dude really said, "I like to be coached. I like to be threatened to be sent to the G League if I don't play the right way. I like when there are consequences to my mistakes." So you know what? Whenever Popovich gets it right with his young Spurs team, we'll definitely get an even better version of Victor Wembanyama. You know what's fun about the NBA though? Even if the Spurs aren't playing well enough for Wembanyama to show his full potential, he's still getting paid. And when we say getting paid, we're talking about a really fat paycheck. Okay, you want accurate numbers. We've got them. Victor Wembanyama is currently earning a total of $12.1 million in salary for his rookie season, as part of his total $55.7 million contract set to keep him in San Antonio for 4 years. That's the largest rookie deal in the NBA this season by a stretch, and it's only going to get better. The structure of the big man's contract will see him earn up to a whopping $17 million by his 4th season. There's also an option to extend a qualifying offer to the center, which will cost the Spurs over $23.6 million if they choose to activate it. And let's be real, the Spurs will most likely trigger that extension, which means even more money for Wembanyama. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Based on Wemby's current rookie contract, the 20-year-old could really be on the way to becoming the first player to earn $1 billion in NBA salaries. That's what the projections and the NBA's current contract limits show. We'll break it down for you. After a rookie deal worth over $55 million, Wembanyama is eligible for a 5-year rookie max extension deal that would pay him $316 million. If he stays fit and continues to deliver all-star seasons, his next deal would be a so-called Supermax contract, which, based on current estimations, will be worth around $529 million over 5 years. Do some quick math, and already Wembanyama would have his career earnings running in just over $900 million. And remember, the San Antonio Spurs center is just 20 years old and would be in his early 30s, meaning if he decides to play to his mid to late 30s, he would get another Supermax contract that would take his total earnings to over $1 billion in just its first year. Just so you know, these are well-calculated numbers by NBA finance experts. So when Wembanyama does hit that billion 15 years from now, remember, you heard it here first. As much money as he seems to be making already, Wembanyama has even more coming in from endorsement deals. The first of these deals is with Nike,
Hey, this is Victor Wembanyama. It's 2023.
the brand he's been wearing on the court since he turned pro in the French league LNBA Pro A at age 15. Victor is now signed to the Swoosh brand in a deal rumored to be worth over $100 million, although the details haven't been publicly disclosed. Wembanyama hasn't kept the fact that he hopes to one day get his own signature sneakers with Nike hidden though. Describing what the Wembanyama basketball shoes would be like, he said, "I want mine to look light and align with my game. It has to be flexible so people can move quick." Sounds cool, right? We'll be waiting for them to drop. Still on the topic of endorsement deals, Victor Wembanyama also has lucrative deals with game developer 2K, plant-based sports drink Barcode, and sports merchandise retailer Fanatics. Given the caliber of player he is, one would expect this dude to have more endorsement deals than these. However, endorsing companies isn't just a money-making scheme for the youngsters. Nah, for this dude, signing with mega companies and brands has to do with how the product aligns with his personal image. For example, you've probably never heard this before, but Wembanyama turned down juicier offers from sports drinks Gatorade and Body Armor to sign with Barcode. Why? The plant-based drink company offered Wembanyama an opportunity to invest, and the product was relatable to Wembanyama's mother, who's also a nutritionist and massage therapist. That explains why Wembanyama said this after signing with Barcode. "Partnering with a brand that wouldn't have been healthy and I wouldn't drink would be inauthentic. That would be me losing my identity." If that isn't him being a unicorn, then how about the fact that he doesn't live extravagantly despite all the money he makes? Yup. He's been a pro for about 5 years and has been in the NBA for months, but he's still the same old dude. Wemby hasn't bought a new house, hasn't gotten a flashy car, and doesn't spend his free time partying like other young NBA players. Instead, he sticks to his strict diet routine of eating about 5 times a day. Oh yeah, because that 7-foot body needs all the fuel it can get. Doing unique exercises like juggling tennis balls and fast twitch muscle drills, and sleeping for 10 to 11 hours daily. We all thought LeBron was kidding when he called Wemby an alien that one time. But come on, aliens don't get any weirder than this. Dude's hobbies are just basic stuff, like enjoying science fiction like Star Wars and dabbling with arts and literature. Maybe he's still settling into being the limelight, or maybe that's just how it is. Whatever the case is, we'll be keeping a close eye on him to find out. So make sure you stick around for all the info. Enjoying the vibe? Join the tribe. Oh, and while I have your attention, here's another video I thought you might enjoy. Michael Jordan wasn't picked for his high school varsity basketball team because he was too short. Yeah, this Michael Jordan. This snub became Jordan's lifelong motivator. A few years later, he was the NBA Rookie of the Year. Fast forward, Jordan has collected 6 championship rings, earned the title of the greatest basketball player ever, and evolved into a billionaire with an iconic brand. Michael Jordan's amazing career shows how to keep going after your goals. Today, we examine his top 5 most powerful quotes to motivate us to be our best and pursue our dreams. You might recognize some of these quotes, but I'm sure you won't know all 5. Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1963. His mother Dolores was a bank teller and his father James was a maintenance worker who loved sports, particularly basketball and baseball. Michael had 4 siblings who all helped develop his competitive spirit, especially his older brother Larry. The two were fiercely competitive, and their daily 1v1 games frequently resulted in heated fights. When you come to blows with someone you absolutely love, that's igniting every fire within you, Jordan said in The Last Dance. In fact, the only player Jordan considered better than himself was Larry. This leads us to our first motivational quote. "I play to win, whether during practice or a real game." Michael Jordan's desire to win was evident from his childhood as he played fiercely with his brother. Winning was more than motivation. It was his purpose. He approached every competition, from NBA Finals to a simple coin toss, as if it were life's most crucial event. Although wanting to win is important, smart training is even more important. Jordan knew this from the start and worked hard to improve his technique. This brings us to our second motivational quote. "You can practice shooting 8 hours a day, but if your technique is wrong, then all you become is very good at shooting the wrong way. Get the fundamentals down, and the level of everything you do will rise." Playing 1v1 in their backyard court with Larry was crucial to Jordan's development, particularly for his renowned defensive abilities. His emphasis on defense was evident when he was named Defensive Player of the Year in 1988 and was named to the All-Defense team 9 times. Jordan preferred that fans remember him for his defense rather than his offense. Jordan strengthened his core to improve his speed and jumping. Adding weightlifting and agility training produced quick results and inspired his Bulls teammates to form the Breakfast Club and win 3 consecutive championships from 1991 to 1993 and 3 from 1996 to 1998. This teaches us that we must not only work hard, but also smart, emphasizing the importance of mastering the fundamentals. When you have a strong foundation in the fundamentals, you will elevate your overall performance and increase your chances of success. Michael Jordan retired 3 times in his career. The first, in 1993, was prompted by the tragic death of his father James in a robbery, which deeply affected him. Surprisingly, he decided to play baseball in honor of his father, even though it didn't go well, with a .202 batting average and disappointing seasons. His teammates saw potential in him and praised his skills, willingness to learn, hard work, and respect for others. Jordan's baseball venture didn't pan out, leading him to return to basketball in 1995, 2 years after his initial retirement. Which leads us to our next quote. Oh, by the way, if you agree that Michael Jordan was the greatest player ever, make sure you subscribe. "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something. But I can't accept not trying." Michael Jordan's venture into baseball demonstrates his remarkable mindset, turning disappointment into motivation. Despite the setback, he realized his true calling was on the basketball court. His return to basketball was neatly expressed in a press release. "I'm back." Indeed, he was, claiming 3 NBA championships shortly thereafter. Jordan's willingness to accept the possibility of failure in any endeavor, acknowledging that failure is a natural and common part of life. Everyone fails at something at some point. However, what Jordan cannot accept is not making an attempt or not putting in the effort to try. This is a powerful message about the importance of taking risks and pursuing one's goals. It's better to try and possibly fail than to never try at all. This quote serves as an inspirational reminder to not let fear of failure hold you back from pursuing your ambitions and dreams. Only 2 more quotes remain, and here's the next one. "Once I made a decision, I never thought about it again." Michael Jordan's life is a testament to diverse ventures, from basketball and baseball to profitable commercial deals, notably Air Jordans. Jordan ventured into steakhouses, NASCAR teams, and co-ownership of the Charlotte Hornets. Jordan's success comes from looking ahead, not dwelling on doubt or second-guessing. His resolute and unwavering approach to decision-making is pursued with complete focus and determination. Jordan avoids self-doubt and distractions, allowing him to wholeheartedly pursue his chosen path. While his baseball career might have seemed like a failure, the quote isn't about mindlessly pursuing decisions. It's about giving your best and knowing when to pivot. Jordan's reaction to his baseball setback was to push forward in his basketball career and become the greatest player the game had ever seen. His transformation into his airness. But how exactly did he really become his airness? What was the key to Michael Jordan achieving greatness? The answer: through failure. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. The list of NBA legends who've missed the most shots includes LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and of course, Michael Jordan. Failure should be embraced, not feared. Jordan recognized his many failures, but he did not let them deter him. Instead, he learned from his mistakes and persevered. In reality, there are only two types of failure: not trying at all and giving up. Michael Jordan, with his 6 championship rings, business acumen, and sports versatility, exemplifies this mindset. His repeated failures led to his extraordinary success, making him an inspiring figure for all of us. So there you have it, Jordan's formula for success. Play to win, train wisely, give it your all, do not doubt yourself, and lean into failure. Based on his work history, it seems to be a winning formula. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for our next inspirational sports icon.